right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're here this morning to announce that the Turquoise Alert code is now live. This is a critical communication tool that will help save lives when certain vulnerable individuals go missing. This alert is going to help ensure that law enforcement and the public can respond quickly when it matters most. As you all know, work on this began last fall after the FCC voted to establish the new Missing and Endangered Persons Alert Code, and I quickly directed DPS to begin the process for implementation. Director Glover, Lieutenant Colonel Coleman, and their team have been outstanding in getting this implemented as quickly as possible. Tribal partners have also been at the table long before the code was approved, but pushing for this kind of alert system to help missing and murdered Indigenous people and making sure that this was implemented as well. Bipartisan support for this was overwhelming. We saw this codified into law back in May, and my office, in partnership with the MMIP task force and the folks at AZ Post, have created a continuing education training that will educate officers about methods and techniques for responding to and investigating cases of missing and murdered persons and implementation of the new alert. This has been a huge team effort, as you'll hear today, and is a meaningful step to improve the safety and well-being of communities across the state of Arizona. Starting today, when certain individuals go missing, individuals who don't qualify for an amber alert, a silver alert, a blue alert, this tool will be available for law enforcement, and those covered in the new alert system include people who go missing under the age of 65, when local law enforcement has exhausted all other resources, and there's reason to believe that the individual is in danger or in the company of a potentially dangerous person. The alerts will be disseminated regionally through multiple channels as well as social media. And on the screens behind me, you can see an example of what the alert will look like on your mobile phone. This is about saving lives and protecting vulnerable individuals. We have mourned too many tragic losses, including recently Emily Pike, because the right tools were not in place. I'm committed to keeping Arizonans safe, and that includes our most vulnerable neighbors. To talk more about the new alert is Vice President of Fort McDowell, Russell, here in his capacity as the president of the ITCA. Thanks.
Good morning, Governor Hobbs, tribal leaders, and public safety officials. My name is Paul Russell, and I'm the Vice President of the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation. In addition, I serve as President of the Intertribal Council of Arizona, a tribal consortium of 21 of the 22 tribal governments in Arizona. I am honored to be here this morning on behalf of the Intertribal Council of Arizona to express our gratitude to Governor Hobbs, the Arizona Department of Public Safety, and the Arizona Peace Officer Standards and Training Board for implementing the Turquoise Alert and for developing the curriculum to ensure that law enforcement has proper training. Governor Hobbs has prioritized proactive communication with Arizona tribes at all levels of her administration. During this process, we have been actively involved and able to provide important feedback on the state's administrative plan to implement this alert. As tribal leaders, we work very hard to provide for the protection of our respective communities. The Turquoise Alert will be beneficial, and we see this as an important step toward addressing the crisis of missing and murdered Indigenous persons. Again, on behalf of the Intertribal Council of Arizona, we are grateful to see the implementation of the Turquoise Alert in the great state of Arizona. Thank you. Now I'd like to invite Lieutenant Colonel Coleman to the podium.
Thank you. Good morning. First, I'd like to thank Governor Hobbs for signing House Bill 2281 into law, and also Vice President Russell for his help in this project. On behalf of Director Glover, we're very proud of the work DPS and our partners did to create and now implement the statewide Turquoise Alert system that is active today to protect vulnerable individuals in our communities. The goal of the Turquoise Alert is to locate missing endangered persons through efficient information dissemination and communication that results in a safe and expedient recovery. The Turquoise Alert will be activated by the emergency alert system, which you will see on your television and you will hear on your radio. In addition, the wireless emergency alert system you'll receive on your cellular phone or other mobile device. And again, I would like to thank all of those partners involved that got us to this point, and thank the governor again for signing this into law. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Matt Giordano. I'm the director of Arizona Post, Arizona Peace Officer Standard and Training Board. It's an honor for me to be here this morning, and it was an honor to be included in this very valuable program for Arizona law enforcement. Arizona Post represents approximately 15,000 peace officers spread over 158 agencies across the state of Arizona. In all of my conversations with chiefs and sheriffs around the state, I've never had a chief tell me that their people are overtrained. So we're always looking for high quality education, and this is what we're pushing out in conjunction with the MMIP task force. High quality education that we can push out to all officers around the state. We've created a 8 segment block of training in 30-minute increments, so it'll be good for 4 hours of continuing training for all officers who take part in the training. We're still working on the final stages of that, but we have a vision of pushing it out regionally or across the state, doing train the trainers so people can train in their own locations, as well as possibly hosting it on our platform where officers could do it asynchronously actually in their patrol cars over broadband internet connection. So again, we're always looking for good training. We're honored to be part of this very valuable program, and I thank the governor for her leadership and guidance in this project. So thank you.
All right, we have time for Q&A. I would like to start with on topics. Howard.
Colonel, I'm down more technical than political. You know, we see driving along the freeways, silver alert, amber alerts, all that stuff shows up on the phone. Given your experience, how often do these actually result in people being found? It seems like all of a sudden we'll get a message, somebody returned home, something happened. Do these really work?
They do, and I'm not going to be able to provide numbers off the top of my head on that, but this has been a very successful program at all levels, all different alerts, and it's been very helpful to law enforcement with the community being able to call us when they do see the information on the overhead boards.
The Turquoise Alert officially takes effect today, but you're still working to train TPS troopers, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Captain Thomas Neve, DPS. We've already trained our duty officers that actually do the alerts for the amber, blue, and silver. They are already trained up to do the turquoise alert as well. That happened probably about a month ago. We've been, again, it's been a process, and we made sure before we went live that we had all the different moving parts in place to make sure that we could stand this up fully. So yes, as of today, it's fully stood up. If we get a request, criteria is met, we will be able to activate a turquoise alert, no problem.
Have any been activated since your initial startup?
We have not activated one yet. Again, we've been ready for a little bit, like the last week. Now, I say that we're ready. We'll stand up fully. There might be some things that we got to work through. This is the first time we've done this type of alert in Arizona, and we'll definitely improve on whatever, however that alert goes out, and identify any issues we might have as we do the first one. But we are otherwise fully trained and ready to stand this alert up.
One follow-up. It was passed in honor of Emily Pike, but it's not specific to Indigenous people. What would be another example of an endangered person that a turquoise alert could be sent out for?
So as you know, we have the Amber Alert for abducted children. We have Silver Alert for anyone over 65, which may also include someone that's abducted. But we, until this alert passed, we didn't have an alert in place to address people between the ages of 18 and 65. Now we do. We also have instances for juveniles under 18 that maybe aren't abducted by a stranger abduction or someone that might molest and kill them. But now we have a vehicle to implement the turquoise alert for anybody up to age 65 that might be, again, a victim of an abduction or doesn't actually fit in the silver or the amber alert criteria. They may very well fit into turquoise for us to do that activation.
So this could have been sent out for Emily Pike when she went missing?
Depending on the circumstances and a request that would come in, yes.
Well, that's why I want to focus in on this. You talk about abduction, children don't fall into Amber Alert. What else? People go missing all the time. Tell me where the cutoff is in terms of when you say this is just a missing person versus activating this.
So as far as Amber Alerts go, again, usually it's a stranger abduction, somebody that might molest and kill that child. We do have custody issues that we do not activate a Amber Alert in, even though it was an abduction. There may be some instances where some of those might actually qualify for Turquoise Alert, where that child is in danger by the bio parent, that could lead to that being activated in that situation for someone under 18. And then if we go to Emily Pike's case, obviously we don't know a lot of the circumstances at the front end, or I don't have that. But at some point, if we could develop the information to determine that she was abducted, ultimately it could have been an Amber Alert or it could have been a Turquoise, depending on what those circumstances were.
I'm just trying to understand the breadth of a turquoise alert.
We can have some additional conversations to answer the rest of those questions and get things clarified. Do we have any other on-topic questions from TV or anything? No?
Keep answered that.
Then we will move to off-topics. Cameron, can you start?
I had a comment, it was chilly out. So two quick questions for you. So one, the other day you came out in support of a federal government effort on Chinese nationals owning farmland. I was wondering if you could elaborate on that, and then also explain maybe the differences between the bill you vetoed and then the bill you ended up signing.
So the bill I vetoed, and just to clarify, you said in support of Chinese nationals owning farmland. Yeah, not owning. Yes, yeah. So the bill I vetoed actually allowed, and it was specific to Chinese owning property for up to 3 years, and then left in a whole bunch of loopholes that would allow them to transfer to proxies once that 3-year period ended. And it didn't keep Arizonans safe, and it didn't address other foreign nationals other than, or foreign governments other than China. So the bill that we proposed and ultimately got passed into law addresses other foreign adversaries, Iran, South Korea, Russia, and others that might be named in the future by the federal government. And I was happy to get that signed. It's a much tougher bill that will actually protect property here in Arizona.
Now, my second question related to immigration. There was a federal bill introduced by Democrats in Congress the other day that would require visible identification of immigration authorities, as well as prohibiting masking. Is that something you would support?
Well, I'll leave that to Congress to decide. I can tell you I've had conversations, and I understand people's concerns about agents being masked, but I've had conversations with leadership here at DPS, and there certainly are circumstances where, for officer safety, they might have officers masked in a situation. And so I don't think there's a cut and dry yes or no, this should happen or not. I trust our state leadership to make the right decisions in those circumstances. Hi.
Behind my own DPS detail. I wanted to ask you about the one big beautiful bill, but a different question,
Okay.
which is it has a lot of money for border-related issues to include reimbursement for states and efforts they took under.
Great. I'm looking forward to getting paid back.
Well, that's exactly the question. So what is your administration doing to get some of that money back, and can you give us some specifics about what money you're asking for and for what response?
We sent an invoice, if you will, a while back under the Biden administration. I can get back to you. We'll get back to you with the specifics on what those costs were that we asked for reimbursement. And there's a lot more now, and I think we're working on the total there.
But you are interested in.
Yes. Yep.
Was there a direct follow-up on that invoice that was sent out to the current administration when working on this?
I don't remember. I can confirm that, or we'll confirm that. Yeah.
Also on federal issues, the federal government is holding about $118 million in grant funding from Arizona's public schools. Is your office looking into that? Having
Yes.
conversations involved with that? Can you speak about what you guys are doing specifically there?
Yeah, we're very concerned. Obviously, school year is about to start. These are funds that districts were counting on. I don't know any where that can take a $118 million hit, and so it's very concerning. And we have sent a letter requesting that this decision is reconsidered, but we're also looking at legal options if the funds are not released. And we've talked to the AG's office about it.
I just want to follow up on Stacy's question about the reimbursements and stuff. I was under the impression that what's in the quote-unquote big beautiful bill, whatever you'd like to call it.
You know, they took that out in the Senate, so.
Chuck Schumer's one account.
Right.
I thought that was only for border barrier construction, because it was put in a are we eligible for reimbursement under that? Because I thought it was only for border barrier.
Well, we're still sorting through all of the implications of the bill and what, the things that are going to harm Arizonans, the things that are going to help Arizonans. So I don't know the answer to that yet, but I certainly can't imagine us not asking. Arizonans paid nearly $200 million for the putting up that container wall and then taking it down and storing, and I think we deserve some of those funds back.
Even if it was a mistake, as the government said, the feds made us take it down.
Right.
So it was money ill spent, no?
Well, yes, I believe I've said many times my predecessor misspent that money, yes. And hopefully the feds will reimburse us.
We have time for one or two more if folks have any. Otherwise, we'll call it. Okay.
Great. Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much.
But there's no props like last time, like the drugs.
Oh.
Good to meet you as well.
We need